Roundtable Thursday conversation. My name is E.R. Wolf. I'm one of the co-founders here at Elify. And we want to continue the conversation from our sprint planning call on Monday as we finish out the year. Guys, there's 2 weeks left in the year, right? It's the 15th goes to the 31st, literally 2 weeks in a handful of days. And a lot of people are checking out. I mean, my kids are already getting off of school for what feels like the holiday break. And everybody's starting to slow down and wind down. But as we talked about on Monday, those who set themselves apart from others are the ones who finish strong. And Guy, I've been thinking about this. Obviously, this topic comes to mind towards the end of the year when we talk about working or looking at big year-long objectives. But really, when I think about what it means to finish strong, it's putting the same amount of energy, in to something consistently all the way through. So that when you get to the end, you're not waning down or slowing down, you're finishing through, you're finishing strong. It's like, Guy, you always used to say, why go to score a first down when you can score a touchdown? Could you imagine just getting to the first down line and then stopping and setting the ball down while the field is open up in front of you? And yet so many people take or have that mindset and they fail to finish strong. And for me, even though it's prime time with the last 2 weeks of the year when we're starting to do some of our retrospective on progress during the year, what we learned, what we can change, what we can adjust as we move into 2023, what we're going to plan for. Even people I see finishing strong on a monthly basis, right? Where if you're in sales or you're in marketing or you're trying to hit some numbers or some goals and the end of the month is approaching and you just go all out, turn that dial up to 11 and you're finishing the month strong, or break it down a little bit further. What does it look to finish the week strong? That's something that we talk about. We've been talking about for 52 weeks. Every Monday, we want to set up our plan for the week. And then we want to execute our plan. And we don't want to kick off Monday at 100 miles an hour and finish Friday at 15. We want us to stay in 100 miles an hour every day of the week. And I think you can even take that down, Guy, to the daily basis, right? You had somebody on last night's global networking event. If you were on there, man, that was awesome. We had people from the UK, Costa Rica, the United States, Canada. It was awesome, right? On a daily basis, finishing strong. Somebody was asking Guy at that event, what does your day look like? What does your day look like? And Guy has a method of operation. He has a process that he executes every day that touches all spokes of his wheel of life. And he is disciplined in executing that and does it consistently. And I will tell you what, when I'm talking to Guy at the end of the day, he's going strong just as much as he was at the beginning of the day. And that's what finishing strong is all about. And then finally, Guy, before I throw this over to you, you could even look at finishing strong on an individual activity basis, right? We talk about AMP, attitude, moment, process, going into any action that we do. If you're going into a call or a meeting, if you're sitting down to do some dedicated focus work on a task that you need to get done, you gotta focus, you gotta follow through, you gotta do the whole thing, and you could do that one item at a time. So I guess my thing for everybody today is don't look at finishing strong as an annualized thing, or even a monthly thing, a quarterly thing, a weekly thing, a daily thing. Look at it at an action by action thing. And I think if you implement it, actually, I know if you implement it and think about it while you're doing those actions and those activities, and you just put in, like, towards the end when you feel like you're tapering out a little bit, you go into whatever beast mode that you have and you finish strong, that when you sum up the combination of all those activities, you're going to be further along than you would be if you didn't.
So I'm going to wrap this up for our live. The little thing that I do that also haven't really talked a lot about, and how I can keep my energy where it is and my focus where it is, because I've never been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD, but I'm pretty sure I have it, because I can if I'm setting in an hour-long meeting, I am fried.
Yeah.
So when I go into something, I have a 30 and 5 process. 30 minutes of sole dedicated focus to that item. 5 minutes to rejuvenate. 5 minutes, get up, walk around, go change the laundry if I have to, make another cup of coffee, go to the restroom. But I know you have your timer, you have your big clock and throw it on. We all have our phones. It's you have an extremely powerful app on your phone that is free, and it's your timer.
Yeah.
Set it and stick to it and see what you get done. It's going to take work. It's going to take some effort at the very beginning, because you're going to set that 30-minute timer and it's going to go off and you're going to be like, wow, time flew by, but what did I get done? Mm-hmm. Did I just sit there and think? Sometimes you might just have to do that at first, is sit there and think, but then start getting into the groove of it, because by nature, we cannot be 100% all the time. But if you break that out, I mean, you're looking at a 12-hour workday with 5 minutes every 12 hours. I've got a decent amount of break in that day. I've seen where people do a 30 and 10. That's effective. That additional 5 minutes, I can actually get more done. And it's upon me to decide what's going to work best in my method, my process, to get me effectively moving forward. And it's taken time to get it there. I know, ER and I, as accountability buddies and partners in this, he sees me in 2-hour-long meetings. Like, let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
We can get so much more done, because we're stymieing ourselves sometimes when we're just meeting to meet or in long meetings. Yeah. And identifying that in our own lives and in our own businesses. Are we those type of people that have to meet?
Right.
Like, have we ever read what Jeff Bezos talks about meetings? It's like, they're irrelevant. I hate them. I don't like doing them. We look at successful entrepreneurs. Think Elon Musk, the same type of thing. Those guys, like, if we're going to have a meeting, let's have an agenda and let's get it done, and let's get it wrapped up in 15 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that can be accomplished. So you're actually going to see a lot of that moving into 2023 from the aspect of what comes from us. Is maybe it's just ER decides to go live. I decide to go live. And if you can jump on, great. If not, it's always there for a replay, but it's going to be something that's thought-provoking. It's going to be something, one that I was talking to ER earlier this morning about is, we've probably talked the concept, you're either your own problem or you're your own solution. And what you do or do not do, there's an effect. Yeah. There's a lasting effect. There's a ripple to that. Right? When you throw a pebble into a lake or into the ocean, it makes a small wave and it can eventually grow to be a large wave. It's got that effect. So is that a positive effect or a negative effect? Am I doing something? Am I not am I throwing the rock in of not doing something? Am I throwing the rock in of just sitting here and thinking and not taking action? Of letting fear, false emotions acting real, control what I do? Like, we either have to figure out if we're going to allow fear to control us in our lives and to control us for the last 2.5 weeks of this year, or if we're going to prepare to get ready for next year, or if we're going to say, damn it, let's just get it done now.
Yeah.
We got time, but we only have this time right here, right now. That's it.
Well, looking forward to opening up and having a roundtable discussion. And if you've seen this in replay and you want to join these discussions, feel free to find the Zoom link. It's on our Week at a Glance, or ask in the Insiders Facebook group in Elify, and join the conversation.
One additional thing, we will not be having Friday with the Founders tomorrow. Just so everyone knows, you get that time off. We have a large meeting that we've been preparing for, and have to be in person. And it starts at the exact same time as our Friday with Founders. So that you get that hour back tomorrow, and hopefully you take advantage of that. Get into action, make a positive effect, a positive ripple, do those action items that you know you're supposed to do, and don't let anything hold you back on